So I know I'm going to take heat for this. So the way I see this division is the Twins and Royals can flip-flop really easily. Do I think either one of those teams are going to catch the teams in front of them? No. I initially had the Tigers second. When I looked at the lineups and kind of analyzed things, I think the Tigers are a year away. Did get some injury news today too. I know that Riley Greene, which we're going to talk about here in a second, went out with a hurt foot. So I did X-rays. There's not any word yet on the X-rays, but that happened today. So we'll talk about their prospects. They have 2 of the top 5 prospects in all of baseball on this team that are major league ready that you're going to see this year. So there's some great things happening in Detroit. I love Javi Baez. Tiger fans are going to see his genius in the field. They have a lot of good things going in Detroit with this team. It's a great baseball town. We did the Tigers episode earlier in the year and kind of refreshing or going over some of the memories of going to Old Tiger Stadium. I have not been to the new ballpark, but I was surprised to hear from the people that I had in the show and then talking to other fans about that there's not many people that like Comerica Park. It looks cool. It looks cool from the outside. It looks like, the scenery outside and everything looks cool, but I haven't met anybody, and I've talked to probably 10, 15 people that don't like it. And it's not comparing it to Old Tiger Stadium because there's memories and tradition there. It's just that I don't know what it is. Nobody could really pinpoint what it is. Just doesn't work, I guess. So but I am looking forward to going sometime. Miggy's still around. He's starting to get up there. He'll almost exclusively DH. I don't think he's going in the field except for an emergency situation. Maybe in the doubleheaders they're going to play. The 9-inning doubleheaders this year, thank goodness. So we'll see. They definitely have some good things going. Let's take a look at their roster. Their payroll, again, like Minnesota. Minnesota's, I think, is 113. Tigers are at 116 million. Last year, the Tigers started out really bad. Like they went 6 for the first 24 or something like that. Something really bad to start last year. But then after that, they were like 5 or 6 games over 500. So they came on strong, and you started seeing some of that young talent. AJ Hinch is a good manager. I know there has the Astros stigma, always going to be around with him. But he's a good manager. He's good with young players. So I think there's some exciting things happening with the Tigers. So let's take a look at their lineup. Yeah, I mean, this is a good lineup. I mean, it's exciting. Again, Riley Greene, we don't know his status. Jonathan Shoup, they picked up Tucker Barnhart too, or Barnhart. Yeah, that was a big pickup for them. He's a solid catcher. They have some catchers in the wings too, going there. So yeah, picking up Javi Baez I think was a good pick, but they're paying him a lot too. People will cite his strikeouts and so forth, but he still had a really good year. Even with that, he only hit 256, and he's not, he might hover around 300 every now and then, but he'll usually hit 280, 285. Defensively and how he plays the game, how he runs the bases, his energy is infectious, and people love him. He's a really good guy. People kind of see him as a flamboyant kid, but if you know him personally and his story and kind of how he spends his time off the field, he's a really, really cool guy, and kind of respect him for all the things he does with his family. But, he had 31 homers, 87 RBIs, 80 runs, had a solid year. And I think it was kind of a down year for him, to be honest with you. So I expect big things from him with Detroit. I think another year of maturity. I think you're going to see, some big things with him. And if he does have a monster year, that might shift things in this division, to be honest with you. Now the prospects I was talking about, people know the names, Spencer, or like this, we'll talk about pitching first. Again, pretty decent staff. Gregory Soto is a good closer. Casey Mize, as you're seeing there. They have some good young arms. It's a decent staff. Better than the Twins and the Royals, for sure. Their bullpen is much better than either one of those two teams. So that's their pitching. If you compare the pitching to just those three teams, Tigers definitely have the better pitching of those three, and that's why they're higher. But also they have, I think their farm system, even though they're not ranked right now as high as the other teams were. Now I think maybe see if I pulled that up. I can get over there. Yeah, that app just isn't working, so I'm going to forget it. Yeah, good staff. Again, it's just they've done a good job of putting this team together. There's a lot of consistency, not a lot of flash, except for Javi, but they get the job done. And then again, some nice young talent, and I think they're getting there. I think they're a year away from being really good and competing for the division title. Now, could they get there this year? It's going to depend on a couple things. Obviously, injuries. Again, having career years. If Javi has a great year, a monster year, Spencer Torkelson and Riley Greene, they're two of the top 5 prospects in all of baseball. Hopefully, Riley Greene's great. I actually like Riley Greene better than Torkelson. You know, he'll probably play. He's a third baseman / first baseman. I don't think he's going to see third base. I think he's going to be a first baseman. Arizona State product. Those are two really exciting players, kind of like the Orioles have with some of their young players. You know, these two players are really can't miss prospects. You're starting to see them right now. I don't know. Again, I haven't looked at the roster close enough. If they're gonna keep Torkelson up, or they're gonna start him in Toledo. I don't know. You know, I can't imagine they're not going to put him at first base and Miggy DH. We'll see. What did I have over there? Did I have? Let me go back here. Yeah, I did have Torkelson at first base and Miggy DHing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But again, it's going to be a fun team to watch. I get to hear about them a lot from being in Northern Michigan. I have a lot of fans or friends that are Tiger fans. I've always liked Detroit as a baseball town, even though they're in my division. But again, a great baseball town. I love these old baseball towns. Like Detroit's one of those. Pittsburgh's a great baseball town. You know, and I think a lot of people don't think about it. They think about, you know, the Pistons and maybe the Lions because football's so popular. But Detroit's a great baseball town. And it'll be exciting to see some of these players over the next few years. I think the Tigers are a year away. Can they compete this year? I don't see it. Yeah, I think where they're 77 and 85 last year, they definitely take a step in the right direction this year. We talked about Torkelson and Greene. I have them winning 83 games, so a 5-game swing there. Have them in third in the American League Central is where they finished last year. And yeah, again, could they win 90 games? This is a 90-win team. That's kind of how I think of things. So when you think of a 90-win team, you think, you know, that's a playoff team. Now, not all 90-win teams make the playoff, but then, you know, you're contenders at 90, unless you're in the American League East. So is this a 90-win team? You know, that's, you know, 7 more than I have here. Again, if they get some big years from people, some of the prospects step up, it could happen. I could see it happen. I don't see it with Kansas City and in Minnesota. It wouldn't shock me if you have really solid years from their lineup, avoid injuries, and, you know, their pitchers can give them innings. You know, they have a good bullpen. So, yeah, I can definitely see that. But, you know, I have them at 83 and 81, third in the American League Central, which